Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM Sports. I'm George Addy Jr. standing in for Gary Al Smith. And it's a special weekend to look forward to. I'm sure your expectations are that high regarding your clubs here in Ghana and across the oceans. But we'll first of all start with stories on the local scene. And Black Stars defender Jonathan Mensah says the success of leading Columbus Crew to win the MLS Championship and having played over 100 matches should make sense to those who criticize his decision to play in the MLS. Now, despite a lack of playing opportunities in the senior national team since his move, Mensah believes he is still the best defender in the country, citing the number of games he has played as a testimony.
I wouldn't say I regret any decision that I made based on me moving to the MLS, and I don't think I sacrificed anything for the national team. I'm always sacrificing personally, but I don't believe me moving to the MLS. I sacrificed my national team playing time for anything else because I want to be in a place where I'm doing well so that the national team will call me and I'll come help the team. So if that move pissed someone off, they didn't have my interest in being part of the team, that is not my problem to think about or to solve. So I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to keep doing my best. I'm going to always represent Ghana outside Ghana the best possible way that I can. The rest, I leave it to God to handle that. So I don't have any.
Jonathan Mensah there, setting the tone for, some headaches for the senior national team head coach, C.K. Akono, when it comes to deciding who should get into the Black Stars team, preparing for those all-important AFCON qualifiers that will take place later in March. Let's still stay on the local scene. And General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, Prosper Harris-Anado, has revealed plans of the FA to introduce e-ticketing as a measure to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19. My colleague Mubarak Haruna has the rest of the story.
Ahead of the match day 8 of the Ghana Premier League, the government gave supporters the green light to troop into match venues, but with a maximum of 25% capacity. Fans who went to watch their clubs were made to follow strict COVID-19 protocols, such as washing of hands, wearing masks, and observing social distancing. Also, in the bid to further close all gaps, which could potentially lead to the spread of the deadly virus, the Ghana Football Association have the intention of introducing online ticket sale to help ease congestion at match venues.
All options are available to the FA, and we're considering all options. So it's on the table. It's on the table. Selling advance tickets helps, and it's something that we've even discussed at various levels, including our meetings with the COVID-19 response team. It's one of the key things. You will notice that Kotoko did advance sale of tickets. So it's something that we are for, and we'll look at it more and more going forward. So it is an option.
Prosper also entreated fans to obey the COVID-19 protocols before, during, and after matches.
Our COVID protocols are working, not to the fullest, and so we continue to engage the clubs and the various stakeholders to ensure that it works fully. But it depends on all stakeholders, including the supporters themselves. I've been to the Accra Sports Stadium. You notice at the gates, people going into the stadium are wearing masks. Now they go to their seats, they sit down, and then people take their mask off and put it in their pockets, which should not be encouraged. So we plead, and we urge all fans who go to the various stadiums that the mask, we've called for the mask for a purpose. So it's not only to enter, it's also to be worn during the game. I know sometimes it's discomforting, but you have to compare that with what we are dealing with. We are dealing with a very dangerous disease.
The country's football governing body is hopeful that the government would increase the 25% capacity at match venues in the course of the season.
That was a special report by Mubarak Haruna. But, well, there are still a number of questions that need to be answered by the Ghana Football Association. For instance, there was a beautiful list that gave us an idea of the various Ghana Premier League grounds and the capacities. So, for instance, Accra Sports Stadium is supposed to fill up to 10,000 of fans when any game is ongoing right now in this COVID era. But my question is, how do the Ghana Football Association know exactly that there are 10,000 people in there if you're not going down the e-ticketing line? It needs to happen, or else we're not able to even get down the numbers. And many of the numbers that were thrown around also look pretty, not realistic, in terms of what we're looking out for. So it's a special area as we see how we can go around this. Let's now talk about the fixtures to come. We'll first start with the Ghana Premier League fixtures for this match day. It's a special one. So much is happening, so much is ongoing, and so will be special to see how it goes. Now, Inter Allies host Great Olympics this evening at the Accra Sports Stadium, and it's a good opportunity for Yao Preko, who just got into the boat of Great Olympics, relieving Arno Walker, who's not feeling well at the moment. In that job will be very special to see what they do when Inter Allies play against Great Olympics. Then we've got Liberty Professionals up against the Botswana Dwarfs. We have Wafa against Asante Kotoko. It's a special game. We've got live commentary for you on Joy 99.7 FM on Sunday. Then there's Accra Hearts of Oak up against 11 Wonders. Ken Faisal will play Elmina Sharks. Ashanti Gold, they're up against Midiama SC. Should be a really tough battle there. Adriana Stars up against Legon Cities. Bechem United up against Dreams. And there's Karela up against Brecum Chelsea. That's for the Ghana Premier League match day 9 fixtures, and we're following that. We're lucky to have the Women's Premier League back. The Ghana Women's Premier League is back. So, yeah, we're following all of this. There's a special as well on the Sports Review tomorrow. If you join us from 7 a.m. to 8:30, we'll be talking deeper about it. But these are the games to come. In the Northern Zone, we've got Prison Ladies up against Supreme Ladies. Ashtown Ladies up against the Northern Ladies. Kumasi Sports Academy up against Ampim Dakwa Ladies. Then we've got the Pale Pair up against Fabulous Ladies. This is what we've got for you in the Northern Zone. In the Southern Zone, we have Soccer Intellectuals up against Sea Lions, Police Ladies up against Thunder Queens. We've got Berry Ladies up against Immigration Ladies. There is Lady Strikers up against Hazakers. So, yeah, we look forward to the start of the Women's Premier League down here. Well, now let's move away and talk about the English Premier League fixtures. Last night, we know what happened between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Always good to see Thomas Partey back. But then it's back to business, and all the teams know they have their work pretty cut out for them. Starting tonight, Wolverhampton Wanderers up against West Brom. Leeds United will play Brighton. There's West Ham United up against Burnley. Fulham against Chelsea. That's a London derby. Very, very tight one. Frank Lampard is looking for the results, and the performance that Fulham put up against Spurs, it will be a very tight game. And if Lampard is not able to win, I don't know what happens there. But Leicester City up against Southampton. Sheffield United play Tottenham Hotspur. That should be another tasty game, with Sheffield getting the first win of the season already and looking to go hard. Liverpool versus Manchester United is our commentary game on the Joy Sports Arena on Sunday. There's Manchester City up against Crystal Palace. Arsenal will play Newcastle later on Monday. That's it for the English Premier League fixtures, and we'll be looking forward to that. We step into Serie A. AC Milan with all sorts of wonders. They are doing so well, and they look like they will try to pick at least a trophy this season. Which trophy would it be? Would it be the Serie A itself? That would be big. Lazio up against Roma. Bologna up against Hellas Verona. We've got Torino up against Spezia. Sampdoria will play against Udinese. Napoli up against Fiorentina. We've got Crotone up against Benevento. Sassuolo up against Parma. Atalanta play Genoa. Inter Milan versus Juventus. Now, this is a tight game and the biggest one. It really does match what we've got in England, with Liverpool playing Manchester United, and we've got Cagliari up against AC Milan. Special games to come there. Are we going to Spain? Well, there are still special games there, and at least you know by now, Real Madrid could not make it to the final of the Super Cup, and so it's going to be Barcelona playing against Athletic Bilbao, who really shocked Real Madrid there. Let's do some boxing right now, because we know boxer trainer Carloku wants measures in place to ensure the right things are done. Very, very important for boxing here in the country, and it's a good time to hear from him.
Most boxers often leave their trainers who nurtured them from the amateur level when they move on to a professional stage. These coaches who have spent their resources and time building these boxers benefit nothing when these boxers choose to move on. One of such coaches is Carloku, who groomed former IBF light title winner Richard Comey and the likes of Duke Micah. He says there should be a system in place where these boxers, when they are moving on, boxing trainers benefit so that they can be encouraged to unearth more talents.
But same way, after 5 years, after 6 years, after 4 years, the contract finished. You renew. Optional, right? Yes. So if he's not renewing, can you force him? No. You understand me? But when it comes to football, again, like I said, we have different categories of taking whatever you have put in as a team. Even recently that Thomas Partey went to Arsenal, Palmer was laughing, right? Yes. So you don't care how many years it will take the footballer to get to wherever. You have your development fee.
Mr. Loco also called for honesty and transparency between coaches and their boxers.
Boxing is not like football, whereby a player is just coming to play for a team. The team will sell the player, and the team will get the dividend or the benefit straight, and the player cannot just move from a team A to team B just like that. And look at boxing. Boxing is so different that boxers just leave or can leave their gym to join another gym, and it becomes a problem because the trainer will not feel happy of training the boy for several years, and all of a sudden the boxer will leave and go to different level or different place. So that's a difficult thing. So it will be great and better for boxers, especially, to be honest to their trainers, and their trainers also to be transparent to the boxers. And with that, we grow.
He believes with such, the two parties would have a fruitful working relationship. Carloku nurtured Richard Comey since the age of 13 until the two parted company in 2017.
And it's important to note that Richard Comey is preparing for, let's say, a redemption battle on the road to try and wrestle back his lost IBF lightweight title. So he's got a bout in, that's next month. We'll be looking forward to that and giving you updates on that. Stories you want to chase on Sports Today later this afternoon. We know as well James Harden has moved away from the Houston Rockets and now is with the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA. That is absolutely shocking from the stands. And of course, if you're looking at the stories and following it, you feel that yes, what's happening. So what does it all mean? What does it really mean? He's hit a number of Eagles right there. We'll be paying attention to that as well. You know that the race is on for the start of the Australian Open, and we're already having some news like Andy Murray has tested positive for COVID-19. A couple of the stars are deciding not to go because there was a flight that was supposed to leave the UK and arrive in Australia. A number of them have missed because of COVID-19. We'll be checking all of that for you and telling you how it all goes with Australia Open that starts on the 8th of February. So much to look forward to this weekend. My name is George Adijuna. That's it for AM Sports. I hope you have a super morning because we've got so much coming your way here on the AM show. Do not go anywhere. Stay good.